this one. The family of that Hall County teacher killed during a prank gone wrong. Well, they're now asking prosecutors to drop the charges against the teens that police say are responsible for what happened. 40-year-old North Hall High School teacher and golf coach Jason Hughes died after being hit by a pickup truck outside of his home during a late-night toilet paper prank by students. Now, in a message written out to media outlets, Ben Palmer, who identified himself as the brother of Hughes's wife and Hughes's brother-in-law, said the family believes that some of the coverage around this has mischaracterized the events leading up to the tragedy, so they're hoping to set the record straight. Palmer said Hughes was aware that those students were coming and that he was excited about the prank and was actually waiting outside hoping to catch them in the act. So again, knew they were coming, was expecting them, and was excited about this. This is the word from the victim's family. Investigators say Hughes then came outside as the teens tried to leave. Authorities say it had rained, so he slipped on wet pavement, fell into the road, and was hit by a truck that was driven by an 18-year-old student, Jaden Ryan Wallace. Now, Wallace is charged with first-degree vehicular homicide and reckless driving, while several other teens who were there face misdemeanor charges. But Hughes' family says the incident was just a tragic accident and says the teacher cared deeply about the students and wouldn't want their lives ruined over what happened. So let's listen in to what a criminal defense attorney has to say about it.
The fact that the victim's family is coming out and saying this is something that you don't see very often, especially in a case where someone has died. Just the fact that this was just a silly joke, a silly prank that these kids wanted to commit, that the teacher knew was coming and was going to play along with it.
So just again, who you're seeing right here, this is, let's see here, Jaden Ryan Wallace, who you saw just a moment ago, charged with first-degree vehicular homicide, reckless driving, among other charges. The family, again, asking that charges against this teen and the others police say were involved be dropped. So we certainly will stay on top of what happens with that. All right, now to really another heartbreaker. A 7-year-old girl killed by gunfire last month will be remembered today at her Atlanta school. So students and staff at SLAM Atlanta Academy will gather this afternoon just to remember who Zoe was, the impact that she made on others' lives, and what they call just a joyful child who family and friends, teachers say was just a special light. They say she loved cheerleading and basketball. She was named Student of the Month. About 200 students and staff expected to attend the memorial. They'll also launch plans for a special reading space at the school in Zoe's honor. The event runs from 1:30 to 2:30 this afternoon at SLAM Atlanta Academy. It's on Greenbrier Parkway. Police say late last month, 2 teens opened fire on Zoe's home after one of them had an argument on the phone with Zoe's teenage brother. Investigators say 19-year-old Preston Smith picked up 17-year-old Stephen Richardson, and the pair drove to Tiger Flowers Drive. And police say that's where multiple shots were fired into the house while Zoe was inside. I believe her mother was injured in that as well. Both Smith and Richardson are now behind bars, charged with Zoe's murder. But again, this memorial service for little 7-year-old Zoe being held from 1:30 to 2:30 at SLAM Atlanta Academy on Greenbrier Parkway. Well, this was a big story this morning. What came into the newsroom as breaking news: a triple shooting at a birthday party in DeKalb County ends with 1 person dead and 2 others hurt. And our Annie Mapp is joining us live in unincorporated Decatur with what in the world happened out there. Annie?
Elise, good morning. This happened around 2 this morning. DeKalb County police say they responded and 3 men had been shot. One of those people shot was in critical condition, and we were just told a little while ago that that victim has now died. Now, we were here on the scene. There was a heavy police presence, and we're told that there was actually some sort of birthday party that was happening at this home. People who were at that party share this was an Airbnb that they rented out for that event. And apparently the shooting occurred outside. People who were inside the home say once they started hearing those gunshots, they hid in several different rooms inside the house. It's unclear at this moment what led to the gunfire. DeKalb County Police is still investigating that. They also haven't shared whether a suspect is in custody or if any of those people who were hit by gunshots were involved in shooting at all. So there's still a lot of details that we are working to to learn. But again, this all unfolded around 2 this morning.
All right, Annie, thank you so much for that. I think we might have, we spoke with a witness, so let's listen to what the witness had to say about this.
That just goes to show you, like, it's a cruel world out here, and you really have to be careful. You know what I'm saying? You really have to be careful. Bullets don't have a name.
Yeah, and you heard from that witness. Again, this is someone who was at that birthday party. So many unanswered questions here, again, as to what led those gunshots to be fired. We are trying to see if we can find more or get more information from DeKalb County Police on whether a suspect is in custody, if they're asking someone questions. We're also trying to see if we can get a hold of the owners or whoever runs this Airbnb property to see if we can find out a little bit more. But of course, as we learn more details, we will keep you updated here and also on air.
All right, so Annie Mapp live for us with what happened there in Decatur this morning, a shooting at a birthday party. Annie, thank you so much for the latest on that. All right, let's shift our attention now to gas prices. You have certainly noticed that those have gone up. There's no end in sight for that. In fact, the average price for a gallon of gas here in the U.S. now stands at $3.48, and that's a 17% jump since the war in Iran started more than a week ago. And there's no relief that we can expect to be coming anytime soon. The price of oil has risen above $100 per barrel. And this really affects more than just gas prices. Those higher numbers expected to raise prices on pretty much everything that has to be transported. So hop into the comments if you're watching us on TikTok or on YouTube. Let me know if you have noticed as you've tried to fill up maybe how much it was when you did and just what prices are looking like where you are. But, you know, we mentioned that we're not expecting that to be something that we see an improvement on anytime soon. So that's something to keep in mind. But meanwhile, Iran is launching new attacks on Israel and countries around the Gulf. And we're hearing some pretty mixed messages at this point from leaders about how soon these attacks could wrap up. Fox's Rebecca Castor is live. No, we do not have Fox's Rebecca Castor. Okay, hopefully soon we'll be able to check in with her and just get some answers on, you know, what's happening. This is a changing day to day, what's happening in Iran. So hopefully soon we can check in with her. Do we have the Pentagon briefing? Will we go to that? Okay, let's do this instead. Earlier today, Pete Hegseth announced that today would be the most intense day of strikes inside Iran. During a briefing, he and Chairman Dan Kane took some questions from reporters on Operation Epic Fury. So let's listen to just a few of those together.
Yes, sir.
Alexandra Ingersoll, One America News. You talked, Mr. Secretary, you talked at the conference in Florida on Thursday that there was a 90% missile capabilities degradation and 83% drone degradation, and I know the chairman just repeated those numbers. We've seen the most amount of fighting these past 5 days. Is there any update to those percentages? And also, are you able to give any quantification of degradation to the enemy's nuclear capabilities yet?
What those numbers represent is a persistent low ability to respond, which is what we're looking for, right? It's if the enemy can simply wait and then project power, that's problematic. And we've seen some spurts here or there, but ultimately the trend lines, if you look at the charts that we look at every day, have gone like this down to a flat. That doesn't mean they won't be able to project. It doesn't mean they, you know, our air defenders still don't have to defend. They do, but that is strong evidence of degradation, along with the battle damage assessment that the Joint Staff does, which takes time. You've got to look at imagery and recognize whether something's been simply degraded or it's been destroyed, or whether an underground facility has been collapsed or completely obliterated. So there's differences in how you evaluate that, but the numbers staying that low is a demonstration of the efficacy for sure. Yeah.
All right, so to get a bit more info on this, you just heard this Pentagon briefing on what's happening in Iran. We do have Fox's Rebecca Castor joining us live now. She is in Washington, D.C., just to talk about the latest on the conflict. So, Rebecca, good morning to you, and thanks so much for being with us today.
Good morning, Elise.
Let's dive into it. According to the president, how close are we to potentially seeing an end to this war, Rebecca?
So President Trump says the war is nearly complete. He says it's going to be wrapped up very soon. But as you've been playing some of the sound bites from the Pentagon press briefing, Secretary Hegseth didn't strike quite the same tone this morning. The headline certainly was that today is going to be one of the most intense days of strikes on Iran. And Hegseth said that is because the U.S. military is still focused on three objectives, destroying Iran's navy, destroying Iran's missile capabilities and their missile launchers, and ensuring that they can never have a nuclear weapon. So slightly different tones from the president and the Secretary of War today.
Rebecca, what's the latest that you're hearing about retaliatory attacks from Iran that we're seeing at this point?
So Secretary Hegseth did note in the briefing that in the last 24 hours, Iran's ability to respond, they've fired the least amount of missiles since they started their retaliatory strikes. But their capability to respond is not at zero. So that is why the U.S. military is still focused on taking out their response capabilities at this point.
Can you talk to us about what's happening right now around the Strait of Hormuz? Because listening to the headlines at this point, it seems to be, where the point of contention of this war really is.
Yeah, it does seem like that is kind of where the focus is shifting. The Strait of Hormuz is a very critical waterway. It is the passage that 20% of the world's oil supply flows through every day. So Iran has threatened to target any ship that tries to pass through that passageway. And that is why we saw such a strong warning on social media from President Trump last night. He was warning Iran that if they did not allow the flow of oil to continue, that he would strike back 20 times harder than the U.S. military has already done so far. So couple that with what we heard from Secretary Pete Hegseth this morning, and that those plans seem like they are possibly underway.
So, Rebecca, we got some news of a new supreme leader in Iran. Walk us through some of the comments from the president, what he has said about the new leader, of course, the son of the former Ayatollah, and what, the plan is moving forward with talks with him.
Yeah, so President Trump said he was disappointed to see that the son was chosen to replace his father. He's clearly not happy about it. He told Fox News this morning, though, that talks are still possible. He's not taking it off the table completely. But he also noted that he doesn't feel like he necessarily has to talk to Iran right now, citing how successful the military operation is going right now. Iran on this, their foreign minister basically has taken talks off the table, even though President Trump says that he is getting calls from Iranian leaders publicly. Iran's leaders are not claiming that to be true. Iran's foreign minister says they want to keep the fighting going right now to protect for their Iranian people. That's why they say they want to keep their fighting going.
All right, Fox's Rebecca Castor live from D.C. walking us through just the latest in what's happening right now in the war in the Middle East. So, Rebecca, thank you so much for all of that. We appreciate that. All right, 11:13 now, and in the midst of everything that is happening at this point, there's also what's happening at airports around the country. Airport officials are telling passengers to arrive at least 3 hours early due to the partial government shutdown. Even here in Atlanta, the world's busiest airport, we're warned about potential staffing shortages with TSA going into its 4th week working without a paycheck, which we know what's going to happen at that point. Billy Heath, one of our photographers, went to check things out. Let's see what he was able to find. It looks like TSA lines, for the most part, have been running really smoothly, which is good. This is what we want to see. North checkpoint, if you were looking at that a moment ago, looks like 1 minute. Main checkpoint, 5 minutes, and the South checkpoint clocking in at 1 minute. So we'll take it. That is certainly some good news for now. We like to see those in green. That is a good thing. It means that things are moving there out at the airport. But still, airport officials warn that that could change at any point, and they are still recommending that if you have a flight out of Hartsville-Jackson, you get there 3 hours early, even for domestic flights. So just something to keep in mind. Talking JetBlue now. JetBlue flights are back in service after a brief ground stop for all destinations. FAA says that JetBlue requested the nationwide ground stop overnight due to a system outage, a short system outage is what they're calling this. About 40 minutes after it was activated, that ground stop was lifted. Airline says it was able to correct the problem. So certainly some good news there. Our time is 11:15, and we are back with more for you right after this. Welcome back, everyone. All right, let's get into this one. This is a big one. Live Nation has reached a settlement with the Department of Justice over an alleged illegal monopoly, is what they're calling this, in live music events across the U.S. So this is going to require Live Nation, which owns Ticketmaster, to pay about $200 million in damages to states that agreed to the settlement. That list hasn't been released just yet, but here's what we do know about it. Settlement allows third-party sellers like SeatGeek, StubHub, and Eventbrite to list tickets directly through Ticketmaster's technology. Live Nation also has to loosen its reins on deals with amphitheaters. Live Nation will be divesting its 13 exclusive booking agreements with amphitheaters around the country. The Justice Department says fans could start seeing prices come down for their favorite live entertainment. So if you like going to music events, that is certainly some welcome news. I don't know if this is welcome news to everyone, though. The NBA is canceling Atlanta Hawks Magic City promotional night that was supposed to happen on Monday. This was their March 16th contest. I'm still thinking music. Contest against Orlando Magic. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver released a statement yesterday citing significant concerns from a broad array of league stakeholders, including fans, partners, and employees, and added that canceling the promotion is the right decision for the broader NBA community. So Hawks announced a Magic City promo night. If you hadn't heard about this, this was supposed to include a performance from Atlanta rapper T.I., feature lemon pepper chicken wings on the concession menu as well. Game will still happen, but T.I. is going to still perform at halftime. Wings are still on the menu, but those limited edition Peachtree themed hoodies, those are no longer up for grabs for fans who didn't pre-order. So this is one of those times where if you really wanted one, I hope you jumped on it and ordered it when you had the opportunity to. The Hawks have responded to the NBA saying despite their disappointment, they respect the decision to cancel. But when it comes to the fans, this is really a mixed bag. I feel like it depends on where you're asking fans. It's like the Facebook crew has different opinions than like the TikTok and Instagram fans. So it's been really interesting just to see. But the one that's up right there, Don says, this is a terrible decision. And look, for the league, teams should be able to promote themselves in ways that are specific to the cities they inhabit. Another user, Mr. Hughes, posted in part, this feels outside the bounds of what a league commissioner should be engaging in. And finally, an ex-user said the Hawks should do the promotion anyway and just accept the fine. But I'm going to tell you, we asked this question for our hot topic today, and that comes from Facebook. Overwhelmingly, the folks on there said they cannot believe that the Hawks approved this happening in the first place, and they were on board with the NBA canceling it. So it's been really, really interesting to get the comments. But I mean, let us know, how you feel about this. If you're watching us on the live stream on TikTok or YouTube, make sure you share your comments. What do you think? Should the NBA have gotten rid of this night? Should the Hawks have planned this night in the first place? We want to hear from you. Okay, it's 11:21, and we are going to turn our attention to talking about the FIFA World Cup. We are less than 100 days out, and we have Kevin Egan joining us. I got to get your title right because you got a lot of stuff going on. Atlanta World Cup host committee ambassador and host of MLS 360.
Yeah, host all MLS on Apple TV. Great to see you, Elise. How are you? Yeah, wonderful to be here. We're 97 days away now.
That's crazy.
97 days. It's going to fly. And I remember chatting with you guys, and we were like 200 days away,
I
and
know.
all of a sudden.
And longer, right? I feel like we were way ahead of this.
Yeah,
so,
97 days. So we're rocking and rolling toward it. And I think we're seeing differences now. At Mercedes-Benz Stadium over the weekend, we had Atlanta United's home opener on grass. The grass is in.
So
Usually,
why is there
FIFA
grass?
require grass for the World Cup. We've got the US men's national team coming in here playing in a few weeks in Atlanta in their final couple of games before the World Cup break, that is. So I think you need the grass down. Obviously, you need to prepare for the FIFA grass. Here's the fascinating thing, though. We've got Georgia grass in there right now. But FIFA, when they bring the grass in, FIFA will have grass from Colorado. So they needed cold weather grass because Atlanta obviously is a dome. Mercedes-Benz Stadium is air conditioned, and you need grass from elsewhere. So we've got the Georgia grass in for now, but they're preparing the grass to bring in the FIFA grass toward the World Cup time. It's a weird one. Some people out there will find this fascinating. Other people will be like, why is he talking about the grass? Why isn't he talking about the actual sport itself? But I think it's a good one, though, because the players obviously love playing on it.
Yeah.
Mercedes-Benz Stadium will have about 9 games on grass for Atlanta United. The Atlanta United players, they enjoy it. It's a shame we can't do it all year, but that's okay. The turf is wonderful. Mercedes-Benz Stadium has so many events. Obviously, you've got Falcons on a Sunday, Atlanta United on a Saturday, so there's no way you could have grass, all the time.
And can you really tell a difference playing on grass versus? Well, that's your answer. Okay,
for me,
yes,
for me, yeah, you can. However, the turf these days is just high end. It's so good. So it's wonderful for Atlanta United, but yeah, grass is always the preference.
For sure. Okay, let's talk Atlanta United. Off to a rough start.
Rough start indeed. Yeah, and a lot of people felt that after last year's debacle, Ronnie Dyla, the head coach, goes out. In comes Tata Martino. We saw him on the bench for Atlanta United for the first time. There's Ronnie Dyla from last year. He's been given his marching orders and sent packing from Atlanta. So they bring back Tata. Tata's the man that brought success to Atlanta United in 2018, winning MLS Cup. Such a favourite in this city. They bring him back, and it's going to take him a little bit of time. This group was built for Ronnie Dyla last year. Now Tata is making some changes that he needs to make. He's bringing in some players that he really likes, especially from Argentina, where he's from. And I think this team is going to turn a corner. It's just going to take a few games. And this weekend, hopefully Atlanta United can make it happen. Back on home soil at the Benz and welcoming in the Philadelphia Union that were the best team in the regular season last year. But they're also off to a shocking start. They're also 0-3.
Okay, so fingers crossed that things go better for
Yeah.
Atlanta United.
Here's
Okay,
hoping.
so here's hoping. Something that's coming up. You mentioned U.S. men's national team taking the field against two global powerhouses. Who we playing?
We're playing against Belgium and we're playing against Portugal. Belgium and Portugal, two powerhouses in our global game. Belgium will be considered one of the teams to go after it. You know, they've never won a World Cup. Portugal have also never won a World Cup. They, of course, have Cristiano Ronaldo, the most followed man on the internet in the world.
Right.
And, yeah, exactly. With his close to 700 million Instagram followers.
That's nuts.
But Ronaldo and Portugal will come here and they'll be gearing up for the World Cup, hoping to go and win it all. So this is a great chance for the US men's national team to rock into Atlanta, Georgia, to showcase what Atlanta has to offer in such a big game, a couple of big games on March 28th and March 31st. And I think it's such an exciting time because the players, this is their last window, Elise. to prove to Mauricio Pochettino that they should be part of the World Cup squad. So it's a frantic time. It's do or die. Yeah, it's absolutely massive for these players at this time. And also I'm excited for the city of Atlanta to showcase what we can do before the World Cup at a time when you go to Dallas, let's say, you got to go to Jerry's World. How does a European find his way to Jerry's World, you know?
It's hot out there.
You're coming from Asia or Africa or Australia and you want to go.
Trek.
Yeah, in Atlanta, you land at Hartsfield Jackson, you get the train, the MARTA, to the stadium. You can walk to the bars and restaurants. We are going to spoil people when they come to Atlanta during the summer.
That is such a great point. I'm glad you mentioned that. You know, it is all kind of in the heart of Atlanta, which makes it so amazing for folks who are coming in.
There's like 15,000 hotel rooms within a mile of the stadium.
Jeez.
So
I've heard about some of the
you don't even need to rent a car.
I know,
Just rock in, enjoy the Atlanta hospitality.
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot you can do. Okay, you've got some soccer lingo for us.
Let's do it.
And we're putting
you guys to the test.
I know. What are we learning about?
Right.
Terminology. Howler and sitter.
Yeah, so let's do howler is the first one. So we've been putting you guys to the test with the likes of nutmeg and all these different words that I've been thrown out there from the soccer world to see if you guys are ready for the World Cup. A howler, Elise. Any idea what a howler is?
I have no idea.
So a howler is kind of a comical mistake nearly, like something that's just absolutely shocking that should never happen. I feel for the goalkeepers because it's usually the goalkeepers that are absolutely battered when it comes to this. So if it's the likes of me on commentary for a game, and let's say it's Brad Guzan in goal over the years, and I'm a good friend of Brad's, but if you had a howler, I'd be like, oh, it's an absolute howler from Brad Guzan, and you lean in and you're a little bit harsh. So howler is a bad mistake. And then the other one is a sitter. A sitter is something similar, but it's up the other end of the field. So let's say I have the ball and I play it across to you and you're right in front of the goal and you miss it. You've missed an absolute sitter. So you've fluffed your lines. You should have scored. It was a sitter and you missed it.
Oh.
Yeah. Not a babysitter, nothing like that.
Nothing like that.
No.
That's interesting. Yeah. I feel like we can use that in our conversation. Like find a way to work that in.
Yeah, like in hockey, if it's squared across and just tap it home. Is that what you say in hockey?
I don't know. You're the one. I don't know. You're the sports guy. I don't know.
Tap
We're
it
gonna
home.
go with it.
I'll stick with my beautiful game. But a sitter and a howler for this week.
You know what it made me think of when you said howler? My mind first went to, which we're, I think, of the same generation, so maybe your mind went there too. I went to Harry Potter.
Yeah.
And whenever you forget something, your parents, like at Hogwarts, your parents would send you a howler, which is like it opens up and it screams at you that you made a mistake. Yes. So kind of similar to
my son
what
has
the
one
definition.
Of them.
Right.
Yeah.
So there you go. I don't know. It's along the
howler,
same lines.
I shouldn't say think Brad Guzan. He's probably watching right now.
I know. Brad, we apologize. We certainly love you. This was fun. So you are going to be with us. We can catch you. You got to tell me where I can watch you on MLS 360.
I'm broadcasting I'm the lead host on Apple TV for Major League Soccer. So if you tune into Countdown MLS 360 on Saturdays, starting at 6:30, I'm live on air for 7 hours. No toilet breaks, no nothing. So straight through all the way until 1 a.m. So it's great. Nice. It's great fun.
Well, we appreciate you coming in. As always, we get you weekly here on Fox Local and here at Fox. So thank you for stopping in, Kevin.
Cheers, guys.
We appreciate you. Cheers. Okay, well, he's a busy guy, so he is going to run out of here. We're going to get to some big news from the Falcons. If you haven't heard about this just yet, pretty soon Atlanta Falcons QB Michael Penix Jr. will have some friendly competition. Atlanta Falcons reportedly signing former pro quarterback Tua Tagovailoa to a one-year, $1 million deal. It comes after the Miami Dolphins announced they plan to release him at the start of the new NFL league year. So he was the 5th overall pick in the 2020 NFL draft, previously led the Alabama Crimson Tide to a national title, finished his time in Miami, 44-32 record, and 1 Pro Bowl appearance. So in Atlanta, he could serve as a veteran option, provide some depth behind quarterback Michael Penix Jr., who we know is recovering from a knee injury. So the Falcons have been in the market for a quarterback following the release of veteran Kirk Cousins. Cousins was benched in the 2024 season in favor of Penix Jr., but was brought back following Penix's injury. So certainly some big news for the Atlanta Falcons and all of the Atlanta Falcons fans out there. All right, our time is 11:29. We're going to get you caught up on weather here in just a few minutes. Stick around. Welcome back, everyone. Thanks for sticking with us here on the stream. It is Tuesday, March 10th. Hope you're having a good day. Our meteorologist, Jonathan Stacy, is joining us now to talk weather and what's happening outside. I can say this, which I've been inside for a while, and the blinds are down, so I can't really see what's happening out there. But it's quieter than it was last night. That was something else, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was quite the ruckus event. I will be honest with you. I had to take some sleeping meds, so I don't know what happened last night. I'm not going to go fake it out. I know there were areas that got up to 2 inches, even more than 2 inches of rain, especially between I-20 to the south, and areas that are just to the west of 85. So it was a healthy dose of rain so we can start to work ourselves out of the drought. And I'm ready for us to get there. So turn on the atmospheric faucet so we can basically omit those concerns as we get into the latter part of the spring. But it seems like we've now shifted the tide, or the tide has shifted towards a more wetter regime. But there's some dry periods in between, and we're capitalizing on one of those drier periods as we speak. So here's the deal, folks. The skies are dry right now in terms of Fox 5 Live radar. I can't find anything that's green at this moment. So I like the way things are trending. That does not mean that it will stay this way for the entire day, though. There's an opportunity that we could sneak in another passing shower or two. The current temperature is 66 degrees, 64 in Dalton, 60 in Blairsville. Go down south, and especially out to the east, Covington, Eaton coming in between 70 and 73 degrees. So we're making some progress. You can see lightly that the wind streams are flowing in out of the south and the west. And for us, that is the setup to send temperatures well above average for this time of the year. To kind of set our bearings, or get our bearings straight here, we should be in the low 60s for highs today. We're going to supersede that. We've already done it, and we're going to continue to do so as we get deeper into the day. In fact, there will be some communities that try to cross the 80-degree threshold. So we'll look for some 70s popping up, and then maybe we'll squeeze in that 80-degree temperature with the emergence of some sunshine. A passing shower, once again, is not out of the picture. So let's go ahead and take a look at the forecast modeling here. It kind of shoots you through Wednesday, and then we have another issue come Thursday. And this is why I started out with saying that for those who've been dealing with drought, this week is really kind of the drought buster, but it comes in waves. So we got our first wave of energy of the week last night, this morning, and then don't rest on your laurels, because there's another wave coming in Wednesday night. In fact, I think Wednesday is going to be protected in large. However, Thursday, it looks like there could be some consequences in terms of the morning commute. So we'll have to keep our eyes on the skies for that. There is a level 1 out of 5 risk for severe storms across northwest Georgia. To be honest with you, I'm not greatly concerned about that. You're going to keep on seeing these maps come and go with different colors on them. I'm not really concerned about the map when it just has green on it, because that means that there could be an isolated bout with severe weather. But by and large, I think we're going to be able to get through Thursday unscathed, but just with another healthy dose of rain. As for today's high temperatures, we'll look for the numbers to once again likely peak out somewhere near 80 degrees or falling just below that. Tonight we'll turn down the warmth and we'll land in the low 60s, but that's fairly comfortable for this time of the year, considering that we should start out around 45 degrees. Look at this. Here's how tomorrow works out. I don't have a drop of rain in the forecast between the hours of 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. Anything that you get will come after the sun goes down, and really after we cross into midnight going into Thursday. So if you really want to get outside and enjoy the warmth, and maybe you can do some gardening or mow the lawn. I know my dad, he's like, I mowed the grass on Saturday, and I'm like, I know that the atmosphere is not calling for that, or the skies are not requiring that, and certainly the lawn. Definitely. He sent me pictures. I can tell that it could have lasted another week. But for some people, that's a form of relaxation.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I think I did it twice, 2 or 3 times in my life. I played up my allergies.
Oh, God.
I did.
I believe that.
I played them all the way up.
Oh, my God.
Still got them to this day.
Oh, Jonathan.
That's why I have a home without a yard.
Oh, my gosh.
Nonetheless, so if that type of thing is your vibe, tomorrow's your day to do it. It's open season.
Good.
So we'll be able to dry out fairly quickly. And that's why, because we have those winds coming in out of the south, or this is why we have winds coming in out of the south and the west. So that's going to send the temperature up. So the ground, although it should be fairly soggy, given the higher dew points, we're going to be able to kind of dry that moisture up that has landed on the soil. And so you can get outside tomorrow without kind of having that mess of grass and moisture still lingering on the ground. So for tomorrow afternoon, look for highs everywhere to get into the 80s. So here is the big okie doke of the forecast. And I was getting signals of this happening before I left last week. But it seems to be pretty stark cool down coming our way. Here's the thing about it. We're going to kind of titrate down. I like these stair steps. It's not going to be a drastic punch. So here's the forecast. The numbers are kind of teeter-tottering on, some edges here. So today, pretty much a regular day in store, in contrast to what is to come. We've been used to days in the 80s. Tomorrow we'll return to the 80s. And then we got some 60s that will lead us into Thursday and Friday. In fact, a cold front moves through Thursday and winds will come in directly out of the north. That's helpful because it's going to cool things down, but it's not going to be a drastic punch. Okay, we go back into the 70s for Saturday, and I think they'll stick around for Sunday. By Monday, okay, another front has come through, and temperatures, they fall down into the, like I got some secret data here. Not for you, for me. They called me in here very quickly, so I wasn't able to update the forecast.
Okay.
So what I can't show you is Tuesday will likely fall close to freezing to start the morning. So I was kind of crunching those numbers. So we'll see how it all works out. Nonetheless, the spring in there is back and forths. It's like riding a seesaw, and we've been on the upswing. But here's the deal. If we can basically get into a slightly more normal pattern, at least, we don't have to deal with these rambunctious storms. And so I'm kind of, a little biased towards I like 80-degree days. That's my vibe. But, we have to pay the piper for that.
Exactly.
And the skies can become quite unstable. So if we bring down the temperature, lower the temperature, calm the vibes down,
Chill out.
that means we can just get some regular soft rain without all of this electricity.
There you go.
And that's
Okay, then
more,
that's what we'd like.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Some good stuff. All right, very spring. It's giving spring, Jonathan.
Yes.
We appreciate you. Thank you. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for being patient, sticking with us as we work out some things in the technical sphere. But let's talk about something big that's happening today. It is a special election day. Georgia voters hitting the polls, and they are choosing Marjorie Taylor Greene's successor in this special election. So to find out a little bit more about it, our Austin Haygood is out in Paulding County with the latest on what's happening there. So, hey, Austin, good morning to you.
Hey, I have my friend Mrs. Deidre Holden, who's the director of Fulton County Elections and Voter Registration. Deidre, how you doing? What are we doing here today?
Hey, I'm good. Today's election day for the 14th congressional seat here in Paulding and several other counties in northwest Georgia. So we're encouraging people to get out and vote. We've had a pretty good turnout. We voted over 14,000 early, and today we're about at 2,300 on election day. So we want people to come out. If you don't know your polling location, go to my voter page on the SOS website or call our office, 770-443-7503, and we'll get you taken care of. But most importantly, get out and vote.
And how many candidates do we have on up for grabs today?
Originally, there was around 22. We've had several to drop out, so I'm going to say we're hitting about 17 or 18 right now.
And so if today there's not someone who wins outright, what happens?
We will go straight into a runoff on April the 7th.
Will there be early voting for that as well?
Absolutely. We'll start early voting the first week of April, and then election day will be the 7th. So we'll only have 1 week of early voting.
Gotcha. Any tips for voters coming out wanting to, maybe avoid the crowd or maybe if they have any questions, what are some tips for voters?
Well, first and foremost, know the polling location you're going to, and just go out and vote. Usually, 5 o'clock is a very busy time. Don't wait right until 7, but just get there as soon as you can, and we'll get you taken care of.
Gotcha. And, we've got elections, and they wouldn't be what they are today if we didn't have volunteers. So talk to me about some of the volunteers and people that work the polls.
We have some great poll workers. We're so thankful for them. They're not volunteers. We pay them, but they're worth every dime. They're the ones who keep us going. So we have 20 polling locations, lots of poll workers out there working. So go in and see them and thank them for what they do.
Hey, I think it's time to meet one of those poll workers. We've got the poll manager of this location right here, Watson Government Complex, Mr. Rich. Rich, how you doing today?
I'm good, sir. How are you? Thank you for having me.
Let me get Rich is a little bit taller, so let me kind of get here. Here we go. Rich, talk to me what's going on here today and just kind of what you've seen so far today with the voters.
We're getting a lot of voters coming in, anxious to cast their vote, make their vote count, and everybody that comes in, we greet them with a smile, and we love having them come out and take part in the process, and it's a great honor to help them vote.
Gotcha. And what inspired you to kind of, take the lead on this when it comes to being a poll manager?
Well, I retired in 2020 from my old job, and I wanted to find something that I could do to help the county and be a part of the process, and so I reached out, and I just did a poll worker position for probably the first year or two, and then they asked me to be a poll manager, and that's what I've been doing for the last 3 years.
That's awesome. So this isn't your first rodeo?
Not my first rodeo, and won't be my last rodeo. I love it. Part of what I like about the process is everybody that comes through the door, I like to say hello and greet them and tell them to have a good day and thanks for coming out and making their vote count.
That's awesome. Any tips you'd give to voters coming here to Watson Government Complex to vote?
As Deidre said in her previous thing, just make sure you're going to your assigned precinct on election day. There is a polling location that you are assigned to, and it's very important that you go there to vote because we've had a few people that have come in and we had to tell them, no, you're at the wrong location, you need to go somewhere else. So just save yourself some time, make sure you go to the right location, and we'll get you in and out.
That's right. That's mainly because the early voting all takes place here at the Watson Government Complex. So a lot of people just assume, well, I just go there to vote, right?
Well, Watson Government Complex was open for the first 2 weeks of early voting, including 2 Saturdays. And then the last week, the third week of early voting, we actually had 6 locations opened in Fulton County, and they could go there and vote Monday through Friday, early voting, and do it a little faster. And you didn't have to go to your assigned precinct. You could stop and vote whatever is most convenient.
And what are the hours for today's election?
Today is 7 A to 7 P. So come on out whenever you can, and let's get your vote in the machine and get everything counted.
Gotcha. And how does that work? Like if somebody's in line after 7 p.m., what happens?
If someone is in line at 7 p.m. and there's a line coming out the door, we will stay open until the last person that was in line at 7 p.m. has cast their vote.
Gotcha. That sounds awesome. Well, thank you for everything you guys do, and appreciate you.
Thank you.
Gotcha, and that's some words from our friends here in Paulding County as they look after this election, the special election day here in Paulding County.
Yeah, some good stuff. Austin, thank you so much for introducing us to them, letting them speak a bit and telling us what's going on. We appreciate that. All right, we're going to turn our attention now to Rome, Georgia. That is where there is some voting underway as well. So our Ray Urena is joining us live in Rome with a look at what's happening there at this point. Ray, you got me? All right, don't hear or see him. Oh, I hear something.
They don't hear us.
I hear you, Ray. If you can hear me, we got you. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're up.
Yeah, it's okay. It's nothing like a little bit of technical difficulties. But anyways, we have, so far here in Rome, we're at the Civic Center here in Rome, and so far we haven't seen too much of a line, but I tell you, Judea, for this special election, we are in Georgia Congressional District number 14. That's the district that Marjorie Taylor Greene, the former congresswoman, resigned back in January following that very public dispute with President Donald Trump. Now I just want to show you around, just to show you exactly just kind of the outside and what we're looking at. But right now, Judea, people are picking between 17 different candidates. That includes all of the parties. So you have 12 Republicans, you have several Democrats, an independent, and a libertarian, all running to fill that seat for this special election. We have been talking to some voters out there. They say that the process has been pretty easy in and out, but just so everybody's aware, this area in Northwest Georgia was easily carried by Donald Trump by double digits in the last election. So we're trying to see and figure out kind of how this race will mention out. As I said, over in Paulding County, this is going to be, the polls are going to be open till 7 o'clock today. But this race is also important just due to the short number of people, the short majority that Republicans have in Congress right now. So Republicans are looking to bolster that majority, while Democrats are looking into that chip into that majority. We'll have more coming up here on Fox 5 News at noon, Judea.
Okay, it is Elise, but thank you so much, Ray, for filling us in on what is happening. Judea is nearby. She says hello. All right, Ray, we'll let you get back to it. Thank you so much. Our time now is 11:09, and we'll be back right after this. Stick around. Welcome back, everyone. Okay, if you think back to some of the spring breaks that you had, doing service projects probably wasn't at the top of the list, which makes what these Howard University students are doing even cooler and even more amazing. In fact, they're giving back right here in Atlanta. 50 volunteers partnering with local schools and nonprofits, and they're doing this to support youth wellness, improve access to food and housing as well. So our Chris Rosenthal is joining us live with a look at what they're doing and why they're doing it as well. Chris, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Elise. I'm at William Boyd Elementary School here in Atlanta. It's just one of the many locations. Those 50 students from Howard University are at, again, giving back on their spring break. They're actually across 20.
Oh, I hate that. Man, hopefully we could maybe get Chris back up to get to hear what these Howard University students are doing, because they're doing some pretty amazing work. But we'll be right back after this. All right, are we going to try Chris once again? Okay, I think we've got him up. Chris, we're going to try you one more time. If you can hear me, take it away.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, 50 volunteers here from Howard University. I'm at William Boyd Elementary School. They are actually doing some, flip the camera around here, show they're doing some reading exercises with the students and doing some assembly here. I've got Taylor here with Howard. Tell me, what are you guys doing here today?
So today we are serving, honestly, this whole week, just being able to assist in classrooms with lunch duty, like you can see, reading, assembling, creating little calming corners for them. So just being able to pour into students throughout the week, that's what we're here to do.
And, you know, you guys are kind of spread out. It takes a lot to really put this together. This is not something you guys just decided on last week, huh?
For sure. We have started since, honestly, the summer, planning for this year's program. We do this every year, and so it's a lot.
It's a lot, yeah. I mean, you guys could be at the beach on spring break, but why do this?
Howard University, that's just what we do. Our motto is in truth and service, and so we just serve. And so HUASB is just another, or Howard University Alternative Spring Break, it's just another way to do that on a large capacity. We send over 1,300 students, like you said, 22 communities. So it's amazing to be able to be a part of something so big.
This is just one day. This is one school, one event. Where else will you guys be?
So we'll also be at John Lewis Invictus Academy. We'll be at different food banks and Cultures, we serve under the initiative of Youth Holistic Wellness and developing pathways to food and housing stability. So, you know, the Atlanta Mission, Covenant House, Boys and Girls Club, Parks and Recs, at Promise. We're at a lot of sites throughout the city.
Yeah, and let's go also just kind of over one of the food pantries here. You guys also have students work in the food pantries. I mean, and you guys are building, painting a mural here too as well downstairs, huh?
Yes, it's super exciting. They're working in the food pantry right now. Just helping, you know, store everything, look for expired items, all the things. So, yes, that's our crew in here. And then we also have, you know, clothing. We're sorting clothing, you know, different donations and things like that for the students as well. So.
Awesome. Really means a lot to you students to do this, huh?
It does. We love being here. I'm excited for the rest of the week. We're always sad to go at the end of the week, so.
But then you got to get ready for next year, though, huh?
Yes, then we'll get ready for next year. Hopefully we can come back to Atlanta again.
Awesome. All right. Well, there you go. Howard University students all across Atlanta, 50 students in various schools and locations, giving back here on their spring break, Elise.
Amazing to see, and especially in that number, too. Very impressive. So, Chris, thank you so much for introducing us to them. And thank you for joining us here on the stream. We have weather headed your way at noon, and we hope you have a fantastic Tuesday. Take care.
A gathering at a birthday party takes a deadly turn after 3 people were shot. What we know about the situation as DeKalb police search for a suspect. And polls are open in Georgia's special elections. Voters are choosing who will replace former Republican Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene. We'll tell you why this is one of the most talked about races. Jonathan?
And there's a brief return of sunshine before another round of storms moves in. I'm tracking the timing and the potential totals next to my Fox 5 Storm Team forecast.
Fox 5 News at noon starts right now.
A man has died. 2 others have been hurt.